Welcome you guys. This is the very first video that I'm doing like this. I am a videographer, editor, and I've done everything from wedding videography to events, short films, commercials. I've done it all. This is going to be the very first video that I'm trying to do that is not scripted and kind of just easier for me to make. There's a guy right now I'm watching named Evan. I don't know his last name, but I'll put it up here. He does content where he's just in his apartment or his house and he's just like tinkering, making stuff, being creative. And it really inspired me because I always think about every part of the video and I just want to make stuff with what I have, where I'm at, and stuff that I enjoy. I'm hoping that this is more of a longer form video. I've done short form content and that's fine, but I wanted to make like an actual longer piece of me just like sitting down. I do a lot of stuff, like as you can see, like even in my own apartment, like I tinker and I have a lot of equipment and I have things that I do that I could talk about. To get started, today I'm going to go through 5 of the cheapest things that I own, that I've bought, that have helped me in film, and that I've really enjoyed having them, especially with videography and film and anything tech related. You could spend a lot of money, and trust me, I have, but these are the 5 cheapest things I use all the time that I really love. One of my favorite things I've ever bought was this U-bolt. I saw an Instagram clip like 2 years ago of this guy using it on set, and basically I went to Home Depot that day. It was like $8. I'll pop the link in the description and put a picture of it here. I went that day, they had it, and I didn't even realize that it was just like a part that you could just get. But basically what it does is, if you guys can see right here, cue the cam, there's 2 screws on here and you can take it off. And basically you could take whatever tape you need. At home I actually use this tape too, so I just keep it on it. You could put all the tape on it. You just take that screw right there, put it through, tighten it up right there. And now you have all your tape secure. It's not going anywhere. One thing that I love about this, and I'll show you, is you're gonna get the private POV cam. Basically, you could take it, if you unscrew it, you take it, you might get some audio disturbance, but, so now when you're walking around, you can just, hey, does anybody need tape? Got you. Anybody need tape? Hey, need some tape? So, now you got tape. You can secure everybody with this $8. It's that cheap. And it's the charm of it. I always say, the more that you show out when you're doing this type of stuff, the more you get recognized. Like, at the end of the day, equipment's not all about the money, it's just like the rarity. Like when you see someone with a beautiful camera, it's like, oh. But at the same time, when you have some of these items, I get called all the time. Oh my God, that's so cool. You want to drink a beverage, you're on set, you don't want to show the brand. Look at that. Oh, there's still branding on it. Look at that. Pure. One of my favorite things that I invested in very early on was getting into camcorders. There's a lot of different types of camcorders and you can find them for an array of different prices. You could thrift them, you can go on eBay, you can go on Facebook Marketplace. Literally they're so abundant, but my favorite one that I've used for a lot of different projects is this Hitachi Ultravision. The only reason why I love this one is because you could pop it open and it uses normal batteries. The hard part about these camcorders, and I have a bunch of them back there, there's literally like 6 of them down there that they all just take very specific types of batteries. I don't usually get to use them as often, but this is really, really nice. Luckily, I also have another camera, and this one is just a Canon ZR500. And this one is really cool because, I don't know if you guys can see on the screen above, but it shoots in wide, whereas a lot of these shoot kind of in that square aspect ratio, what you see with like, you know, the normal TVs back there, if you can see it. But basically, I love these things because they're great for behind the scenes. One of my projects that I did for a fashion show, I gave the client one of these small camcorders to get behind the scene content, and I edited it into the actual reel. I'll put it up here so you guys can see the clips of that. It changed the entire vibe of the whole video. This is basically what I've used for countless behind the scenes. This is probably my baby. I think I named it Mikasa at one point. This one's really cool because luckily I found the battery for it. So I do like this one even though it doesn't take normal batteries. The cool thing is it each takes different types. Most of them you'll find is these Hi8 tapes. And you can get these for really, really cheap. I'm telling you, you can get a pack of 6 for $20. These ones are a little bit more expensive. These are the MiniDV ones. They're just way tinier. I love both of them. I use both of them all the time. I will show you this. I will do a deep dive into how to get these camcorder footage onto your computer so you can edit it. If that's something people are interested in, I would be so down to do it. Here's a setup that you need to get everything onto basically your computer. If you have an Elgato, you could use that too, but I just put it right into OBS with these cords in my computer. You want to find a camcorder with the AV outputs. This one actually has, I don't want to say it wrong, but RCA outputs. So I can put both into this and it goes straight into my computer and I'm able to download it. I love this thing. It was something that I got very early on. This is another thing I'll put in my bio. This is something you guys want. It's very, very cheap. Overall, I do not think I spent a lot on these. I think I got this one for maybe under $50. This one I think I got for $5 on Facebook Marketplace, and literally this is probably my favorite one just because it's so tiny, it's accessible. People love these, obviously they're just nostalgic. These camcorders, I could go on a full deep dive of using VHS camcorders because honestly, this is the type of stuff that I love, even just VHS movies, all that stuff, I love it. So this has to be one of the cheapest things that I've bought in film that I absolutely love. This has to be the greatest thing that I've ever came up with. When I was shooting a lot of weddings, one of the problems that I had was most of the time I had the timeline on my phone and just having the time in general, I'm using my phone. But the more that I upgraded my setup and kind of gotten to a point where now I have a full out rig with a gimbal and everything, makes it very, very hard to pull up your phone. So one thing that I thought of was going to Walmart and getting a quarterback sleeve, I think that's what it's called. And this thing was super cheap. I think it was under $15, $20. And I'm just using flashcards in here. What I wrote inside it was all the reminders that I needed during the day of the wedding. And this can be used for anything that you're doing, a shot list, timeline, whatever you're using it for any event. Whatever you need to remind you, it could just be lunch is at 12, I need to know when lunch is. Making it where it's always on you. The nice thing is it folds open. You can even put another card on this side and have stuff written on it. It's I literally have check audio, open dance floor, there's everything on here with the times, marriage license, private room viewing. I needed to know everything that day, what time was happening, and I wanted to know it all at once. The nice thing is I'm literally just gonna pair it up. Listen, I know there's a whole culture with watches and I'm not that guy, but I will say when you're doing any event or any shoot, it's just get off your phone. There's a lot of things that we need to use the technology for in the process. You really shouldn't be using, sometimes it could be a distraction. Unless you're using it for remote control, whatever, you get it. Having these two things, super cheap. This Casio, literally my brother got in Japan for less than $20. It's my favorite thing. And this is literally just a timeline from flashcards. And it's helped me out so much. But this is a secret, you gotta keep it to yourself because it's literally one of the greatest things I've ever used. It literally goes right on the arm. So when you're shooting, let me tell you this. I've had people literally look at me and be like, oh my God. I've been at weddings running around like this. And they're like, is that the Omnitrix? What is that? Is that the Omnitrix? Is it? I'm like, yes. I'm on timing. One thing I always say is this is another thing that I said in the beginning with one of the other examples. sometimes in videography or any service that you're helping people or working with people, the more that you could show out, the more that you can actually get people to like respect you and want to work with you in the future, especially because people are watching you. People are watching you. So when I have this set up right here, I'm able to see the time, exactly where I'm going, pull it up. You see what I'm saying? You get respect. So this is probably my favorite thing I ever bought. And like I said, very, very cheap. Less than 20. Like, this is not that big of a deal. This fella has been through so much. I've dragged this through so many different shoots, different places. I even stuck it in my backpack to go to Germany literally like last month. I love this thing. I cannot go any shoot, anytime I pull my camera out, anytime, just, I can't go without it. I basically got this on Amazon, I think less than $30. This is probably a little bit more expensive just because I did want to get a powerful one. As you can see, all it is a little bit of an air compressor, electronic one. The lenses having dust on it is a very, very big problem. And I always used to use the lens wipes, and I just don't recommend that anymore because like they just get a little bit of fibers or like little white stuff in it. So I recommend using this way more than using those. Get a microfiber cloth, use this and get like an actual little bit of a spray, and then actually clean your lenses because you can leave a lot of stuff on it. And if you're in the middle of a shoot and there's something on your screen that you didn't see, you could ruin the entire thing. So I always say this is my favorite item that I've ever got. It's USB-C charging. I'll put the link in the description. This button right here, I just hold it and I can clean off any camera. It works amazing. I'll actually show you me cleaning a camera if you guys like, or cleaning a lens. I don't know if you guys can actually see the hair right there. Yeah, I don't have autofocus on either of these lenses right now, so I'm gonna change that. This is literally an autofocus lens. Yeah, I really like these ones way more. But like for a lens like this, literally just blow it on it. A little bit of a wipe. See? Like I can see it, you guys probably can't. But like, now the only thing I will say in my Tamron Easy Sentex is that you'll see it. Like I wish you guys could see it inside the lens, but there's literal specks inside the lens from using like the lens wipes. That's why I switched to this. Use this with this and you're way better off. Now this is something that I'm very, very glad I picked up. I actually got this very, very recently. So my knowledge on not necessarily just the lens, but the actual like film camera and what it looks like, I do not know. I'm a very, very big amateur when it comes to film photography. I will say that right now. I've never even developed my own roll. This is like the first time that I'm using it, and we're literally 15 in out of 24. I got a 24 black and white. It was the cheapest one I could find. So I just picked up this camera with this lens for about $15. Had to clean it up a little bit, but it came with straps, not rotted. My favorite thing about this camera is actually not even the camera itself, it is the lens that is actually on it. So one thing that's actually crazy is the camera that is right above me that you're seeing this angle from is actually using one of these 50mm lenses. I have a mount for it that clips onto it that goes onto my Sony, but I'm using that mount right now to actually film the top angle of this so you guys can see it. You just have to get it for any camera. The nice thing about this though is all these vintage, I think it's called SLR. This is a Minolta 50mm lens. That one's also a Minolta, but that's actually a 1.7. This is actually a 2. The nice thing though is these are super, super sharp for their time. And even just now, they're super, super nice to have. They're nice for travel. And I recommend actually just not even getting it with the film. Like if you're into film, like definitely try it out. Just film is expensive, but just having the lens and using it on your camera, whether it's photography, videography, they're super, super clean, and you're actually watching it from above right now. Like look at the lens, like it's super, super clean. I've been using it. I have shots, I'll put them up here, literally just a B-roll of it. Super, super clean. I've been starting to like literally use it all the time, especially for travel, because I went to Germany. I had a long lens with me and I just carried it around, and it was nice to have, you know, the range. But what I didn't like was just how much of a hassle was to like keep around. So I got one of these tiny lenses and stuck it on my FX30. It has been such a joy to use it. I can't wait to actually go on a trip, because look how small this is. It's so tiny. It's so nice to have. And the nice part is, the last thing is when you get the adapter, you don't have to get an adapter that is very expensive. Like for this Blackmagic that you're viewing on here, it has an adapter to put a Canon onto a Blackmagic, but it's super expensive, so I can use actual aperture. The thing is if you put like that lens on like the Sony with just like a regular $30 KNF adapter, it's not gonna have like the aperture being used. But the nice thing is if you use these, it's able to use the aperture ring. You don't need anything electronic. So you can have a very, very cheap, I think literally there's ones online that are literally for $20, I think less than that, I think 16 I saw on Amazon. You don't need a nice one, it just needs to be able to fit onto it. And then you could change all the settings, the focus, the aperture, whatever you want directly onto the lens. I would show you on my actual camera, I'll show you clips fit on the FX30, but this is actually being used right above. So those are just some of the cheapest things that I've found that have helped my film career. I will say some of these prices will vary, especially for the vintage manual lenses or the camcorders. I will say like the coach sleeve, the U-bolt are gonna stay pretty consistent, but I will say that these things have helped me out a lot with doing different projects, and I will honestly keep these around for a long time. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, please leave a like, comment, share, even subscribe if you're feeling silly and goofy. This is the first time that I've done a video like this. It scares me, to be honest with you, because I don't have a script. I'm not doing this really confined and thinking about every aspect. I'm just trying to make it. I want to make more videos like this, and I can go in depth with camcorders. I could go in depth about different tapes. I want to be Adam Savage. You get what I'm saying? So if you guys do like this video, please keep viewing them. Please stay tuned, because hopefully there's another video on the way. I appreciate you, and I'll have everything down in the link below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.